music, and an introduction to your MC of the evening. You guys know this man. He's the man who looks so sexy. This man is responsible for the most black belts ever created in our system. 21, count of people, 21 black belts. He is the undefeated, full contact champion. No one has got close to even touching this man in the last however many years you've been here, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your assistant chief instructor, Mr. Shepard!
How's everybody feeling this evening? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2011 Black Belt Demonstration and Award Ceremony. As you've all just seen, if you watch Mr. Baker, earning the Bachman Black Belt is an incredibly difficult feat of physical and mental endurance. In our system, it is a momentous occasion if even one student makes it all the way to the exalted rank of Shodan in any given year. This year, we've actually had 10 students test, an event that Westwood Schools has never witnessed in its 42-year history. This year's demo highlights these students who have persevered and made it to the top of the mountain. It is an honor to introduce to you tonight's demonstration team. Introducing first, the only mother-daughter team ever to test. They did it on the same day and at the same time. Tajma and Ijide Rashal. Mr. Thompson, giving the best performance on her black belt test we have ever seen from a student over 60 from Berkeley, Miss Stillwater. From Alameda, the Thunder from down under, Tony Olaez. Our next black belt is a war veteran who was injured while serving our country. He took the entire black belt test with only one properly functioning lung. So I don't want to hear any excuses about how all of you students can't get your endurance up. From Berkeley, Mr. Corey Stewart. Next, we have a personal student of our master instructor, Mr. Flint. This man took his black belt exam with some of the best form, agility, and style we have ever seen on the mat. From the Berkeley School, David Richard. Next, our youngest black belt ever in her second black belt demo appearance, Miss Simple. jobs and who just had a baby, well, not him, but his wife. New father, Randy Ortiz. Our next black belt has been my personal student since she was 5 years old. Westwind's first, second generation black belt, Katrina Flint. The dangerous one, the king of sting, the master of disaster, Westwind's top martial artist, Berkeley's head instructor, Pedro Rose. Tonight's demo is all due to Mr. Rios' hard work. As captain of the team, he has choreographed the entire show, and I feel he has truly brought out the best of each performer tonight. Introducing to you our 2011 demonstration team. All right, let's start the show. One of the requirements of earning the black belt is to develop your own original techniques and kata to show that you've evolved past the point of memorizing the system and are now a true individual in the arts. Here to start the show with one of his 4 original techniques called The Truth, Mr. Barca. Mr. Barca's opponent comes at him with a left-right combination. Mr. Barca counters with double hooking mantis hands, pulling him in for double mantis strikes, crushing the temples. Mr. Barca follows up by delivering a knee to the solar plexus as he rips through the eyes with double eye rakes and lands with double chops to the attacker's neck. From this position, Mr. Barca circles and snaps the opponent's neck. Mr. Barca senses that the end is near for this unlucky soul. He sweeps the leg and delivers double glancing heel pants to the temple, another set to the left side of the head, an advanced crescent to the head, an arcing heel to the head, and ends the technique with a flying Japanese heel thrust kick to the body. When done, full speed, it looks like this. That was fun. Our next part of the show, 2 of our black belts will showcase the first kata of the demonstration. Here to demonstrate the fighting version of kata 3 is the Rios and his very first black belt, Ijide Mashal.
Teacher versus student.
Great job. Let's roll on with the show. Another original technique, here to entertain you with one of his own original techniques, Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart's technique is called landslide. The attacker comes at him with a left straight punch. Mr. Stewart counters with 3 strikes. A reverse eye rake, a left side fist to the temple, continuing with a left slicing elbow crushing the head. He follows with 4 more strikes to the head. A left elbow drop crushing the nose, a blinding tiger's claw, a chopping right side fist, finishing with a right slicing elbow through the temple. The assailant clearly hasn't had enough. You had enough? Oh, no. So Mr. Stewart drives the head up with a knee to the face as he winds the arm and takes it down for a left sword hand aiming in the windpipe. He's not done.
Yes, yes.
Oh no. He then peels the attacker's face back with another tiger's claw as he drives his opponent's head back with a heel hand to the chin, but controlling the wrist before he goes too far.
Already gone too far.
Mr. Stewart then drives the body back with a Japanese heel thrust to the chest. This would finish off a normal opponent, but not Mr. Rios. His attacker pulls out a knife. That's not fair. The dirtbag charges in with a quick right punch first. Mr. Stewart counters with double glancing back knuckles, wobbling his opponent. Look out, here comes the knife. Mr. Stewart counters again the same way, followed by a crushing takedown, pinning his opponent to the ground. From this position, he fires a slicing heel kick to the ribs, a reverse heel to the face, a quick kick to the back of the head, and snaps the elbow, causing the attacker to release the knife. He's tapping out. You're supposed to be done, aren't you? Mr. Stewart ends the dirtbag's misery with a series of unnecessary slicing stabs. When this whole thing is done full speed, it looks like this. Are we having fun yet? Let's keep going. Mr. Shaw, come up and demonstrate that original quarterstaff cut of yours. This is fun, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be right back.
Love that guy. Let's go on with some more techniques. Mr. Rios is through recovery. He's ready to go. Next, Mr. Olaus would like to demonstrate one of his own original techniques for your amusement. This technique is called Hidden Blade. Mr. Olaus is confronted from behind with a knife to his back.
Come here, Grandpa.
Mr. Olaus says, "That's not a knife." He both evades and controls the knife by leaping and spinning in the air, landing at a hard bow while snapping the attacker's elbow with a heel hand. He then follows up with a quick knee to front kick combination, driving the attacker's head up. As he lands into another bow, he circles the left, driving heel hand to the kidneys, followed by a reverse mantis hand to the base of the skull. The assailant desperately tries a quick counterpunch, which Mr. Olaus circles and traps. He follows with a series of devastating strikes to the head. He blinds the attacker with a rigid claw to the eyes, a heel of hand to the jaw. He rips the windpipe with a U-hand, followed by a vicious tiger claw, crushing the groin. In a tremendous amount of pain, the attacker stupidly tries one final attack, delivering a final, hopeless roundhouse towards Mr. Olaus. He quickly winds up the arm as he controls the head with a tiger's claw. Slashing through the throat, Mr. Olaus takes his opponent to the ground. He leaps onto the groin as he rips through the eyes with double rakes, and finishes the attacker off by slamming the head to the ground with double driving tiger's claw. When done quickly and hopefully somewhat safely, it looks like this.
Come here, man.
Mr. Olaus, by yourself. Whenever you're ready.
That's why it's called Hidden Blade. You're not supposed to see it.
Here. Thank you, Mr. Olaus. Very good, very good. This is an excellent opportunity to present our first award of the evening. We're going to take a break to present a very prestigious award. This is called the Jack Morris Award, which is given annually to the student in our system who best represents the qualities that we expect from an outstanding student. Dedication, toughness, respect, loyalty. These are just a few of the qualities that the recipient of this year's award has in abundance. The question is the student from Berkeley or Alameda? Ms. De Los Santos, why don't you come up here? It's not for you. You're going to present this award. That gives you a clue as to who's getting this award. It's going to be from Alameda, right? This student is one of Mr. Dos Santos' favorite brown belts. She's been a very dedicated student. I'm not sure about the year, but it's been a long time. She says that the student is everything a brown belt should be. And enthusiastic presence in the dojo. She always helps to support the schools and the teachers in every way that she can. She comes often to practice. She still comes to group class. Brown belts, did you hear that? She still comes to group class. This award goes to the wonderful Miss Jude. Yeah. Get up here. Congratulations, you very well deserved. I'd like to take a moment to mention, we always pick nominees for both schools. The nominee for Berkeley, one of my own personal students, Mr. Frick. Let's give Mr. Frick a round of applause. All right, enough of this award business. Want to see some more martial arts? Here to demonstrate the fighting version of the tournament Muay, we have our youngest black belt versus our most senior black belt. The Symbol versus Miss Stillwater. I would like to point out, although I'm sure Miss Stillwater will not want me to mention this, you both look great by the way, there is a 50-year gap between the ages of these two performers, yet they are both tough, agile, and true black belts. Since Miss Symbol tested for black belt at age 12, and Miss Stillwater took her exam at age 62, I don't want to hear any student say they're too young or too old to succeed at West Wind. Ladies, whenever you're ready. To demonstrate her original technique called X marks the spot. What could that be? Ejide Rashalo. This Rachel's attacker. lunges toward her with a knife attack. Miss Rochelle counters with double slicing eye rakes, blinding her opponent. She controls the knife and delivers double blows. First, a bicep break, followed by a left reverse sword hand to the ribs. She controls the knife and stabs to the body. She then fades back as she disarms her opponent, gaining control of the knife. Frustrated, he looks so frustrated. Her opponent fires a wild haymaker, which Miss Rochelle evades as she rips through the ribs. She follows up with another slice through the kidneys and sweeps through the opponent's legs, slamming into the ground. From this position, she leaps and lands, crushing the groin. Two quick slashes create an X marks the spot on the assailant's face. Somehow he still has the energy to try another kick attack, which Miss Rochelle leaps back to avoid. She leaps onto the groin yet again, and she delivers two gripping tiger claws, followed by a final stab to the eye. Went up full speed with no regard for Mr. Rio's safety at all. It looks like this. Miss Rochelle, by yourself. Thank you, Miss Rochelle. So, this next part of the show, I was actually supposed to take out, we like to edit our shows so they're not too long, but Mr. Rios begged me to keep this back in.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's good. You've seen all these stylized versions of the kata. This is just a straight Baku kata, taken from our first degree, one of our system's signature kata, and my personal favorite. Here to demonstrate long five, Miss Flint. She's not done yet, people. We have a special treat for you now. We're going to show you a kata using the very difficult double Chinese fans made famous by our head instructor of Alameda, the Iron Butterfly, Ms. Nels Santos. Here for the first time ever to demonstrate the Chinese double fans in the style of long five, Miss Flint and Miss Symbol. let's continue the fun. We're going to keep the weapons theme going by bringing up the man they call Big Papa, Mr. Ortiz. Double Chapucana, and he created first black belt test. Still gave an excellent performance.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to present another award. In fact, our last two awards of the evening. To present the next one, I'd like to call up the famous father of our master instructor. We've got Grant Flint. Let's call up our master instructor, Mr. Flint as well. We're going to present the Grant Flint Award. We're going to present the Grant Flint Award for Most Outstanding Parent in the system. We have a lot of great, talented young students in the system, but these students would not be able to progress without the support of their parents. The Grant Flint Award goes to the parent who goes above and beyond what is expected for the sake of their child's training. The winner of the award this year is not only a parent, but also a student. He realized early on that the best way to help motivate his child was to begin training himself. He keeps his training consistent in spite of a very demanding work schedule and a very busy family life. Through it all, he shows his son how to be a strong, confident, and dedicated student through his own example. He is also in my own instructor's training program. He's going to be our first assistant boxing coach ever. Winner of the Grant Flint Award this year goes to Mr. Cano. Congratulations, Mr. Cano. Our final award of the evening is called the Kirk Gillen Award, which goes to our most outstanding part-time instructor in the system. This year's recipient will do whatever it takes to help the students on the path to the Bapu Black Belt, and has even been known to show up for lessons at 6 a.m. for students who have scheduling difficulties. This teacher has an excellent rapport with all of the students, and somehow he convinces the parents of the students to become students themselves on a regular basis. He just had a student test this morning for a very outstanding green belt exam. This year's recipient of the Kurt Gillen Award goes to Mr. Lyle. Congratulations, Mr. Lyle. Well deserved. Let's get on with the show. And now for our final weapons kata of the evening. You've all seen Mr. Flint's original three-sectional versus the Chinese spear kata performed at various demonstrations. Many students have tried to develop an original three-sectional kata to rival Mr. Flint's. But so far, in 3 decades, no one has measured up. At long last, one of our black belts has finally developed a three-sectional kata worthy of demonstration. Here to show his original three-sectional kata versus three-sectional kata, with his opponent, Mr. Rios, David Richard. That was fun. A demonstration would never be complete without some breaking. Here to perform the traditional Hall of Death, our newest black belt, Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker will be on stage after tonight's demo to sign broken boards for souvenirs. Line up after the show, and for the first lucky few, we'll have one of a kind piece of Westwood history. Gentlemen, whenever you're ready. Great job, Mr. Baker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an excellent show. I know you don't want it to end, but we have come to the conclusion of our demonstration tonight. You don't have to go home, but you got to go somewhere else. To close the show, we finish with a demonstration of what all students in the system are here to prepare for. You've seen a lot of flash and showmanship. You've seen style and artistry. But what West Wind is really all about is self-defense. At any time of day or night. Whether you're walking in the community or in the comfort of your own home, you never know when you may become the victim of a mass attack. We'd like to finish with the presentation of the Bach Fu Red Belt. I'd like to call on stage Mr. Shaw. I'd like to call on stage Mr. Rockman and Mr. Becker. I'd like to remain silent for the presentation of the Bach Fu Red Belts.
Doing the belts.
allow me to present to you one final time your demonstration team. I have some music for this. Where's my music? Taj Mahal, DJ Evershaw. Support. Without you, we wouldn't be here at all. We have another event coming up at the end of the month, a special black belt board on New Year's Eve. I'll be seeing a lot of you there. And as always, there's going to be our contest for which school can get the most students signed up for the tournament by the end of the month. These are the next things happening at current events. Oh, and we're going to be signing bricks and boards for whoever wants them. Everyone, thank you for coming out. Thank you very much. Good night.